Welcome back to another Man-Boy Playroom unboxing and review. This is Zeb Orrelios from the Star Wars Black series. Originally, he was in the Star Wars program Rebels, or is based on the original drawing by Ralph McQuarrie for the design for Chewbacca way back when they were trying to come up with the designs for the original film. So let's take a look at this packaging. And it matches a lot of the new Black Series packaging that has character art. It's a little bit more involved, and it's color coded based on the film or TV property that the character is from. For Rebels, as you can tell, it's a purple color, and that comes down across the window at the bottom, and then his name is also in the purple. The banner comes around the side, and then on the back we have the same picture from the side panel, along with just a little bit of information about our character here. As you can tell, or as you can see, he's number 1 in the new numbering system that they're working out for this new line of Black Series. So each movie or TV show has a different color, and I guess their numbers will correspond to the property and then what order they came out. So let's get them open. The last video I explained that generally when I am cutting these open, just for safety's sake, what I'll do is cut into the bottom. So if at some point I do want to keep the box and try and preserve it in some way, you don't have a big ugly cut job up here, especially with that trapezoidal shape that we got going on. What I did was cut into the bottom. Let's get this guy out. I'm so excited. Okay, we've got this piece of paper that we always get. Throw that away. And there we go. Pretty much completely taking up all of the space within his little plastic encasing that he can. So let's get him out of this packaging. That was pretty easy. A+. Alright guys, so out of the pack, this is a really impressive engineering feat. Pun intended. Those feet are great. They do leave him a little wobbly, which for his size is not great, considering if he takes a tumble on the shelf, he's taking everybody else with him. But all in all, beautiful. Absolutely well done, especially for a cartoon character that we've basically turned into a realistic, walking, talking creature. So otherwise, he's got the painting on his shoulder from the show. Super cool. He not only does he look like Zeb from the show again, but he looks so real. Like this could be, I could easily see this as something ILM or even Jim Henson's Creature Shop came up with. You have his stripes continue all over his back, down his legs, even down onto his, I guess his hocks, his jumpsuit or his flight suit. It's completely accurate as far as I can tell. I'm sure there's something that he's missing or something. Really dig absolutely everything except for the hands. These legs are incredible. But yeah, I mean, his design is great. His paint job is great. He's got his gauntlets. I said the knuckle guards are painted, sculpted on. His shoulder pauldrons are attached. They're plastic. They don't peel up. They don't get out of the way. Also, this kind of chest piece that he has, for the most part, if you can kind of cajole your way around it. But that might be my favorite element of the sculpt, is this chest and back piece. I'm sure there's a name for it, but the paint job You have dings and scrapes and battle damage. That looks great. There's cracks on his shoulder pauldrons, and a little bit of detail on his gauntlet. So down to his knees, I guess, yeah, that'd technically be his knees. He's got knee pads and then some kind of, I don't know, yeah, like a hawk cover or a hawk guard. Man, oh man. Toenails are painted. Toe sculpts are great. It like I said, again, it brings a level of realism to a cartoon character that I did not expect. Alright, so for articulation of Garazeb here, Zeb, we're going to start his head. As you can tell, that collar kind of comes up pretty far. And with his beard and the collar combined, doesn't really get a good down. But his up is, well, his up is about the same. But you do get a back and forth. So he can nod. He does have a swivel. And not really any side to side. You can get a little bit out of it. Yeah, we'll give it a little bit, but it's more turning it than anything else. So he doesn't have butterfly joints in his arms, but they do come back about that far. If you notice, that pauldron does get out of the way the shoulder, back, and chest guard gets out of the way of that is pretty good. That's helpful. But he does get, you can throw his arms wide for a nice big hug. And you did get a swivel around. You have a swivel just above, or just at the elbow. And then you have a swivel down at the wrist. It does have a rocker for back and forth, up and down on the wrist. Can do, well, better than 90. At his waist, or up here, right below his, I guess his chest, he's got, appears to be a big ball. So you get a lot of swivel, and you get some back and forth, but his back and his forth aren't very strong, not very far. Down on the legs, the truly impressive part, there's no drop down, so that's something. But he does have a ball that gets him, let's see, we get him about that far forward and about that far back. He also has a swivel at the hip, or at the thigh, a double jointed knee that brings his foot, well, his foot bends, or his leg bends different. That's about as, well, there you go. It's about as far back as his leg goes. And then we got him out. So that's not bad. But then down below his double jointed knee, he has another joint that bends about that far forward and then that far back. There's also a swivel therein that kind of does some weird stuff with his foot. And then last but not least, on the leg, when you get down to his foot, right below the hawk, you have a pin or rocking, and then you also have another joint for pushing back. So Garazeb, or Zeb's lone accessory, is this bow rifle. I was messing around with it a little bit earlier. It's kind of strange. It does extend, which is super cool, so that it reaches across his bulky arms. These also extend as well. Bloop. So you get an even longer And it comes with these two special effects, which are super cool. They snap on either end. So bam. It's pretty big. It's a little bit taller than he is from end to end. Right. So I think I got that. Thankfully, his big ass hand does fit all the way around that thick barrel. And again, it does extend and it does swivel all the way around to help with that. So you can kind of put the bow rifle in any position that you'd like, and chances are you'll be able to fit it. His arms do come pretty far towards center, using it as more of a bow or a staff to defend himself. The little electro bits on the ends. Lastly, I think the only other thing I forgot to mention is that because it does compact, we'll turn this around so we don't. It also stores these two holes on his back armor. You pop those right in there like that, and weapons stored. I always love when a character figure can carry all of his weapons, his or her weapons, and can store them all. In Garazeb's case, or Zeb's case, he can do both. Very impressed with this figure and its heft and its articulation, especially on the bottom half. The feet are by far, like, those are the cherry on top. Those are the main event. That's why you're here. The face sculpt looks great. He looks exactly like he does on the show, and then a little bit more realistic to boot. And the weapon is fantastic. It's simple, it's super articulated, and it stores. To me, this is a great figure. Beautiful packaging. I really like the new packaging. And yeah, if you like this video, I hope that you did. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want to. If you don't, whatever, just come back. We'll have more videos here soon, and thanks for watching, guys. Love you like fried chicken.